Hi everybody and welcome. It's Debbie here, Debbie's Stamping Creations. Today I'm going to show you a card that's made with a stamp set that's out of our annual catalog. I know we have celebrations and the minis going on right now, but we have a lot of wonderful stamp sets in the annual catalog that we tend to forget when we have all this other stuff to look at and focus on. I needed a card today for someone kind of going through a rough time, and so I decided to use this set. It's called Nothing's Better Than. It is not a bundle, but it does coordinate with the set of dies. Let me see what they're called. Love You More Than dies. And you can see that you can cut the cookie, the cocktail, the coffee cup, and the chocolates out. You can cut out words, cookies, coffee, cocktail, chocolate, and then it has this main die that says love you more than. Then it cuts those words out for you. So we're going to use this today. The card that we're going to be making, it says today's plan, consume cocktails, because adulting is hard. So the other items that I did use to make this card, the layering circles dies, I cut the circle out of the front. The designer series papers comes from the Hostess set of papers that's in the annual catalog, and it's called the Pattern Party 12x12 designer series paper. Wonderful paper pack, 48 sheets, 12 different double-sided designs. On one side you have the bright colors, and on the other side it's all black and whites. So this is a great pack of paper, a very large pack of paper. And as I said, you turn it over and it's all black and whites on the other side. So this is in the annual catalog. It is a Hostess reward. If you're interested in getting that, please let me know. Okay, so today's card, as you can see, it's a little different than the normal just fold in half card. Today we're starting with a piece of the, look at my little cheat sheet, So Saffron. Can't think straight. So Saffron, and this does measure 5½ by 4 1/4, so it is the standard size. It's just a single piece, 1/4 of a sheet of paper. And then we are going to have a piece of basic white, which is cut at 5 1/4 by 8, and it's scored at 4. So when we fold this in half on the score mark, then this is going to make the top piece that's going to go on our card base. Now, I did cut a piece of the designer series paper to fit right on top of that white card. So that measures 4 by 5 1/4, and that will be on the top. I did die cut out the circle to go on the top. And I've already stamped and die cut out 2 of our cocktail glasses here, and the word cocktails to go on the top. So let me show you how we did this card. Very easy card, very cute card. Let's get our stamping done first. Get this other stuff over here so we can stamp. We're going to start, let me get my envelope, because I'm going to put a piece of scrap in here. So I've stuck a piece of scrap paper inside so that I can stamp and color on here, and I'm not going to have to worry about it soaking through into the back of the envelope. So to start with, let's start with our cocktails glasses. We're going to put one of those on the front of our envelope, and we're going to put one of those inside of our card base, our card top. So I'm going to line it up right down here at the bottom corner. And I'm going to put it in here too. Okay, now we're going to do our today's plan. So we'll get our circle in here. And I'm going to put this up towards the right hand top corner so that I can have room for everything else. And on the inside of the card, I got a lot of ink on my hands because adulting is hard. So let me put this in here and try to keep my fingers off of everything else. There. Okay, now to do the inside of our glasses, to get our ice cubes and color inside, there is a stamp here that does that for us. So I have that here, and we are going to ink it up. The first one that we're going to do is in crushed curry, and I'm going to do a couple in crushed curry and a couple in petal pink. We will do, I guess it really doesn't matter, but let's do crushed curry down here. Just try to line that up on there. And then let's do the one on the inside of the card. I think it'd be better inside of the card than on the front to have the darker color. Now I'm going to clean my ink off of that stamp, and we're going to switch up colors, and we are going to go to the petal pink. So let's ink that up, and again we're going to do this one here, and we're going to do the front of the envelope. Okay, clean that off again, get that out of the way. Now I have some of my blenders here. This one is the light Bermuda Bay. Now I cut my word cocktail out of Bermuda, so I thought it'd be good to use the light Bermuda Bay, and we're going to do this for the umbrellas. On all of our little cocktails. You could do any colors you want. I just tried to get some brighter colors and pull out some colors from the paper on the background. And let's do this one here. Okay. Now for the little slice here, we're using the light So Saffron. And we're going to do that on here. And on the envelope. Now, to give it just a little bit of extra sparkle, I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and I'm going to go over the glass where the drink is and give it a little bit of sparkle. It's really hard to see this on video. I've tried to show before, but it adds just a little bit to it and just gives it that extra little bling that we need. So I always like to add the Wink of Stella just to give it an extra little bit. Let me see if I can, maybe this one will show up better than the others. But you can see Okay. Now I got one more thing to do here before we start putting it together, and that is on the circle piece here. I took my Bermuda Bay ink, and I don't want it dark, but I want just a tad around the outside, just enough to make it pop when it is put on that paper and to give it a little separation. So I took my blending brush and my ink, and I just went around the outside just lightly and just brushed it in a little bit. You don't want it overwhelming. I did one where I was a lot darker, but that just gives it a little bit of extra. You can go back and touch it up so it's even. Now we're ready to put the card together. So we're going to start with our piece here and my designer series paper. When I put designer series paper on, especially when I'm covering the whole card, I like to start with the paper at the bottom of the front. That way I can be sure that, my goodness. So I'm going to turn this over, and I am going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to line this up and then you can see I'm off just a little on the side, but you can't tell that from the top. So I'm just going to take my paper snips and I'm going to trim that bit off. Now we can go ahead and put this on our card base. All this on the back where we colored and it came through is not going to matter because it is going to be put onto the base. So you get your card base and you want to just put this so you have like a border all the way around. Okay, now we're going to take our circle and put it on. Right about the center. Now we're going to take some green glue and we are going to put just dots around on our word cocktail. And we're going to put this on here. Now I have the dot for the eye, so I'm just going to put a dot right there. And put that down on there. Scoot it up so it's there. Today's plan, consume cocktails. Now we've got our cups done, glasses done here. I'm going to use dimensionals to place these on the front. And I'm going to put like 2, and then I'm going to get my mini dimensionals to also do down around the base so it doesn't get, maybe I'll put one up here on the umbrella. Makes it pop a little more, make sure it stays popped up and doesn't get squished down. Alright, so we'll take the backs off of these and get them placed on the front of the card. Let's put that one right there, and we'll put this one over to the side, the left side a little bit, and maybe up a little bit. There we go. Got this one a little crooked, but I think we can just straighten the base. You can line it up with the paper there. There we go. Today's plan, consume cocktails because adulting is hard. Now to finish this off, let's go ahead and stamp the back of our card with Handmade for You. And I think I will do this in the memento because that's what I have right here. And let's get the flap of the envelope done. I really like finishing up my cards and envelopes to match. I think people enjoy getting the card in the mail when it's much nicer to get an envelope that's all decorated up. So we can pull our extra scrap of paper out, take our paper snips and cut around this. And there's our envelope. So we've got today's plan, consume cocktails because adulting is hard. Again, that's the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and coordinating dies from the annual catalog, along with the layering circles dies and the designer series paper from the Hostess Rewards. Thanks so much for watching. I'll have a link in my description to my online store with this month's host code, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I appreciate all thumbs up and comments, and I appreciate you subscribing and following me. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.